Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome to another Weekend Freight. Today, I'm going to cover the nation and show you where to place your truck and show you where the freight is. Let's find the freight. In the description, if you would click that link, free is free and know how cheap. Try it out for free. With that tool, no matter what lane you're in, whether you're familiar with it or not, you'll have a trucker's edge and know what's up with rates and lanes. So, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I do these weekly and help you guys out and show you where to place your truck to be more profitable. Let's dive right in. All right, guys. I always start with this right here. I always start to the national load counts, and it basically is just all the states, the loads going in versus the loads coming out. This video is on drive-in. For example, right now Alabama's got 259 loads going in to a 464 coming out. So Alabama's looking strong. Arizona's only got 108 going in to 554 coming out. Arizona's strong. Arkansas is strong. Cali is even a little strong. It's a different offset on Cali. So there you go. Florida is still a big offset, 395 going in versus 940 coming out. So there's a lot of freight coming out of Florida. Produce season is kicked up, and all those reefers are pulling the reefer freight. So that leaves a lot of dry freight down there for us. Georgia, real huge offset, 485 going in, 1548 coming out. So now you got the gist of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down through here. And if you want to see your state or whatever, you just pause the video. I got a good idea of what I'm doing this week. All right, guys, let's dig in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start in Atlanta, and I'm going to try to move as swiftly as I can and go around the nation. And what I'm trying to do is just find the load, the volume. I want to know how much freight, like Atlanta, for example. I'm going to search 120 mile deadhead radius of Atlanta. And I'm going to do, since it's late in the afternoon, I'm going to do it today and tomorrow. So 520 and 521. And what I'm looking for is Atlanta. I'm looking for places that's got a lot of freight. Because if they've got a lot of freight, that means there's less trucks there. And a lot of freight also means higher rates, because there's more freight to truck ratios. So anytime you got more freight to truck ratios, it gives you the advantage when negotiating a lane, because you know they just got to get that freight moved, and they might have 10 loads per 2 trucks. So then they're going to be competing on those 2 trucks to try to get it moved. So that's when that rate goes up, up, up. So this is van standard 520, 521, 120 mile radius of Atlanta. So now let's kick this thing in overdrive. Atlanta has 1,752 loads available for today and tomorrow within 120 mile radius. You click this little offer tab, and this right here is going to show you some brokers that's got offers on the table. Which, just because they don't have offers on the table doesn't mean you can't negotiate, because if you look over here to the right, you'll see this right here, 15-day average, 35.32. So 35.32 means that's what the average rate's been on this load, on this lane. Lithia Springs to Yorba City, California, it's been averaging 35.32. And they're trying to push it. Like I said, there's probably, example, 2 trucks to 10 load ratio. There's a lot of trucks, or excuse me, there's a lot of loads, but not a lot of trucks. So they're offering higher rates to get this product moved. This load right here is offering for $5,000. Here's another example. This right here is Atlanta going up to Washington. That load's been averaging $44.96 on the 15-day average, and they're trying to push it for $4,800. So Atlanta's looking to be a good spot to be in right now. I might just pick me up a load and go back towards Atlanta from Seattle, because these freights are looking good. All right, now that you got to get gist of it, let's shoot over to Birmingham. And if you like what I'm doing here, click that link down there, guys. Try it out for free, and then you can just check out all the rates, all the lanes, and see for yourself. But Birmingham is 684, which is pretty strong. Let's shoot up to Dallas. I'm in Dallas right now. I just delivered this morning. I'm waiting on my pickup now. 812 loads. Dallas is looking stout. Let's check the offer. See what's going on with the offers here. So $3,200 go up to Maine, or that's Massachusetts. 32. Here's again. $2,850 to go up to Connecticut. This Connecticut load's been going for 28.50 or 28.24, so they're right there on the money. So I would probably attack that load for about $500 more. You gotta know your ratios, guys. Let's see, Dallas. Let's check out Houston. 812 in Dallas. Let's see what Houston's got. Houston's been beating Dallas by a little bit, and they're barely beating them now. So Dallas stepped it up. Let's check out Phoenix. Phoenix has been stout as well. I've been real impressed with Phoenix, but I guess the reefer has upped it up. So 548 for today and tomorrow in Phoenix, and a high load bid of 4,300 going up to Jersey, and that load's been going for $40,066 over here to the right, and they're offering 43. So you might be able to even get a little more out of that. Let's check out Los Angeles. What you got, LA? Please tell me you stepped it back up. $7.99. It's not that stout. Come on, LA. Pick it up now. Now $7.98 to $4,000 to go back to Lithia Springs. It's been averaging $37.63. So it's decent. It's decent. I wouldn't be scared to go to Cali. Let's see. Let's check out Tracy. And let's bump this up about 180. That way we can cover all of the Northern Cal area in the freight hubs. 1327 total. That means a little more deadhead. 467 exact loads. So that's pretty solid for NorCal. Pretty solid. Here's your one to PA for 42. 15-day on that's been 61.32. So knowing this, if you got what's it called, Scotland Transportation or Scotland Transport, and they say, yeah, we got some money on that. That thing's going for $4,200. And be like, Mr. Broker, I'm looking at the 15-day average right here. That load's been going for 62. I'll just round it up. And if they say, wow, man, you're too far ahead of us, just say, okay, well, put me an offer in for 62, and if anything changes, call me back. That's all you got to do. No attachment. Have no attachment. 62 is my offer. Call me back if anything changes, and get off the board with him. And this is what you do: you erase it out and go to the next one. Do the same thing with this one. This one's been going for 42. They're trying to offer 39. So you're gonna, no attachment to loads. Put an offer in it and move on. Now let's shoot up to Portland. And let's bump this back down to 120. Oh, wow, guys. Hold on. Let me send this text real quick. That was Mr. Tim Gorley, the legendary Life is Good himself, just called me. Told him I'd call him back. I'm making a video. So Portland's got 157 total, 54 exact. So it's a little weak. I need to learn how to type it, don't I? Seattle, Washington's coming in with 51, so they're right there with Portland, so it's not that solid. Let's shoot down to Kansas City. Kansas City's coming in with 230 exact loads. That's pretty good, Kansas. You stepping it up. It's a little more than it was last week. A little more. Here's another one, 2,700 on the offer, going back up to Washington. It's been moving for 36.50, but they're trying to push it for 27. They must be stuck like 3 weeks ago. You tell that broker, say, no, that load's been going for 36, 37. I need 4. I'll move it for 4. Call me back if you change your mind. Let's see, St. Louis. St. Louis now should be getting a little more solid. 304, what they got on the offering block here. 2,500 to Vegas, and that load's been going for 34.15, and that's on a 90-day average. Yeah, that load needs to be up around 4. I say 4. Minimum, I'd say it's $15.96, so minimum 35. So a little over $2 a mile would be minimum. So I try to get about 35 at the minimum. All right, let's move on. Let's move over to Nashville. Nashville, what you got, Guitar? Guitar's coming in with 483 exact loads. Pretty solid, pretty solid. Let's shoot down to Savannah. We're going to say Florida for last again. I want to see what Florida's got. Florida, you're going to come in last because you're looking so stout down there. Savannah, wow. Savannah's still showing solid. Those ports are still kicking. Savannah's coming in with 864 total loads. And there's some example of the loads that's, you know, offers there. So let's shoot up to Columbia. I can't get my fingers to work right. In Columbia, South Carolina is 895 loads. Man, South Carolina's still pumping out some freight. Looking good. Whoa, let me back. Hold on, I think I clicked too fast. On the offer, Columbia, South Carolina. That's just picking up a lot of Savannah loads as well. But still, Columbia, you're looking good. You're looking sexy, Columbia. Let's see. Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's see if you're just as sexy as South Carolina. You coming in with 864. Yeah, you looking sexy too. There's your Reno for 3,400, and it's been going for 36, or right around 36. So bid it up, bid it up. Let's go up to North Bergen, New Jersey. And just to get a little more area of the Northeast, let's click it on 200-mile radius and see what you got. 845 exact loads in the extreme Northeast there. Well, just say New York area. New York. And, well, 849. So looks like the freight's coming back up there. That's what it used to do. Let's shoot over to Pittsburgh. Let's put an H on there. I remembered, see? Let's see, 120, bump it back down to 120 on the Pittsburgh area. Pittsburgh coming in with 323 exact loads in the Pittsburgh market. 1413 with a little further deadhead. Let's shoot over to North Canton, Ohio. If you're not familiar with that, North Canton is the Cleveland market. I just put it a little further down so I'm not covering so much water up there. So 366 loads up in the Cleveland area. So that's looking pretty solid. Looking pretty solid. All right, let's go over to Detroit. How do you spell? Detroit's coming in with. That's going to pick up a lot of Toledo as well. So 226 exact loads in the Toledo area. Let's shoot over to Holland, Michigan. Then shoot up and check out the, well, I need to come back down to Ohio. 301 loads in the Holland, Michigan area. It's pretty solid. Let's go to Columbus, Ohio. What you got? Then check out Indy. Columbus, 496 exact loads. All right. Columbus, you stepping it back up. You've been a little weak the last few weeks. So, yeah, Columbus is stepping it on back up. I might go back up. I might just go to Ohio, guys. Let's check out. Oh, that's I. That's not a U.S. Indianapolis coming in with 695 loads. Solid. Looks like the Midwest is picking it back up. They've been weak for the last month or so. Looks like the Midwest is, well, they're cranking it back in gear. Love to see it. Let's go up to St. Paul, Minnesota. 93 exact loads in the St. Paul area. Let's go up to Milwaukee. .598 exact loads into Milwaukee, which that's picking up a lot of Chicago, but still good. Chicago, Illinois. You've been the runt here lately. Let's see what you got. 707 loads. It still ain't. It's about half of what you normally do. If you pay attention to Chicago, when freight is at its normal operating peaks, it's around 1,400, 1,500. But I'm just glad you're picking it back up. So that's looking good. Looking good. Now let's shoot down and check out Miami, Florida. See what you guys have got. Miami coming in with 200 exact loads. So there's some freight to get you out if you get a good rate going in. Like here's a Miami to Brooklyn, 26.50, and it's 15-day on. It's been about 27. So that's right at $2 a mile coming out of Miami. That's solid. That's solid. $2 a mile out of Miami. Yep. Amarillo. They're trying to push it for 21. That's a little weak, but it's not Brooklyn, so it's a little easier. Laredo. Wow, that's really weak on Laredo. They've been moving it for about 1833, but they're trying to move this one for 2,000. So it's just not a lot of money. But if you get a good money load going in, it might make sense to grab one of these cheap loads versus deadheading. I normally say deadhead, but with the freight right there, I'd probably grab one. Let's go check out Orlando. Where's my fingers? Kind of hard to get my fingers right every now and then. I got this camera in front of my face. Now Orlando's coming in with 686 total loads. Nice, nice. Guys, I think it's about safe to say the freight market is it's about to be back on top. If anybody's still bitching, I don't know what you're bitching about. I see plenty of freight. Plenty of good offers. Plenty of good offers. I mean, this is coming out of Orlando. Let's see. Now, this right here don't make sense. Going up to Washington, it's been moving 60-day on. That's been 4,700. They're trying to push it for 38. But that don't make sense. That right there, it just don't make sense. You can come out of Orlando, deadhead up to Georgia, pick up that same lane, and still make over $3,800 on that load going to Washington. So something like that, it don't make sense. So let's see here. Orlando to Phoenix, 2,100 miles. They've been pushing this load for about 3,180, which that's been about right for Georgia loads as well on that lane. But $2,600? Huh, integrity? Again, where's your integrity? You want to step that rate up. You guys caught last week's, huh? Anyways, guys, I'm going to conclude it and wrap it up. There you go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a load and possibly go, if I get a good rate going to Atlanta, I'm going to Atlanta. If I can still get a good rate going to Ohio, I'm going to go to Ohio, stay in the Midwest. Or if I just happen to fumble or stumble across a good load going to Cali. I got a lot of options. The freight market is looking strong this week, guys. Anyways, we'll catch you in that next video.